Hi class, today we're doing our second lesson in Unit 4. It is equivalent fractions using number lines. So this is found in Swun 4-2. Our learning goal is today I will recognize equivalent fractions on a number line. So yesterday's lesson we used a visual diagram, that box. Today we're going to use a number line. So our first vocabulary word is the same as yesterday's. It is fraction, a numerical value that represents a part of a whole or part of a group. And then we have one whole. So if we have 5/5, that is equal to one whole. If we have 7/7, that's equal to one whole. 1/1, any number as long as it's on the same in the numerator and the denominator. So any number, I'm going to represent that by A. If it's the same on the top and the bottom, then it is one whole. So that equals to 1. And I want to do a visual representation of this. So if I have 5 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I have 5 pieces and I'm going to shade in all 5 of those, we can see that that equals to one whole. Okay, our numerator is the number of equal parts being considered. And then our denominator is the total number of equal parts in the whole. So if I have my numerator is 3 and my denominator as 4, it would look like 3/4. And 3/4, if I have 4 parts, 3 of them would be shaded in. The 3 represents the numerator. The 4, the total number, represents the denominator. Okay, so again, numerator, denominator. When I'm thinking of this, I see that the denominator starts with D, D down. The one that is down or on the bottom is the denominator. Okay, equivalent is equal in value. And yesterday we saw that 2/4 was equal to 4/8, which is equal to 1/2. All of these are the same number. They're all 1/2, but they just look a little bit different. Okay, and so our notes today is we're going to draw a number line. And when we're dealing with fractions, we deal with 0 to 1. If I'm going to have a half on this number line, I have to split this number line into 2 parts because that's the total number of parts. From here to this one, that is 1/2. If I went from 0 to 1/2 and then I would go to 1, or this 1 could also be known as 2/2. Okay. If I have another number line, we're going to draw one more, and I have 0 to 1 whole, and I want it to be into fourths, I have 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. This 1 is the same as 4/4. Okay, so this 4, this is the same thing that we were talking about up here where it is equal to 1. So 4/4 is the same thing as 1. Okay, we're going to go on to our steps now. So our first step is to determine how many equivalent fractions are needed. The second step is to draw a number line and label with the starting fraction in shade. Then you're going to draw additional number lines. Draw additional number lines below the first and divide the same way. Step 4, divide the remaining number lines in half again. Shade only the next number line and label. Step number 5 is repeat steps 4 Repeat step 4 until you have found the correct number of equivalent fractions and then solve. I'm getting out red pens. You're going to pause. You're going to watch. So step number 1 is going to be determine how many equivalent fractions are needed. Find 2 equivalent fractions. I need 2 fractions. And I like to rewrite this 1/2 into a fraction. Okay, and I need to use a number line. So the next one is draw a number line and label with the starting fraction shade. So I have my number line, 0 to 1. I need to split it into 2 parts. And I'm going to shade in up until that first part. So I have 1/2. Okay. Second step, draw an additional number lines below the first and divide the same way. So I'm going to draw 2 more because I need 2 more fractions. And they're going to look the exact same. I'm going to start with 0 and they go to 1. Okay. This time, I'm not going to label it yet. I need to divide this into half because I need to divide the same way. So split this into half. Okay, what do I do to this one? I have to do to the next one as well, but I want to shade in first. Okay, so I'm going to shade in this part. And now I need to draw my lines that I had from this one, and I need to split each section into half again. Okay, now that they're divided into the sections, I can see how many parts I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this number line is 1/4. This one is 2/4. This one is 3/4, and this is 1 or 4/4. And then this one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So this is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then 8/8. 1 or 8/8. Okay, so I have repeated the steps already. So now I need to solve. So this is 1/2. This shaded up until 1/2. This one shaded up until 2/4. And then this one shaded up until 4/4. So me solving is saying 1/2 is equal to 2/4, which is equal to 4/8. Okay. I have another one that I want us to do. First step is draw how many equivalent fractions are needed. Find 2 equivalent fractions. So we need to do 2 fractions. Second step is draw a number line and label the starting fraction. If the starting fraction is 2/5. So I have 0 to 1. And I needed it to have 5 parts. So a trick that I know is I need to have 1 less tally mark than the denominator. So I need 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'm going to count. This is 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts, 5 parts. I like to count the space in between to be able to visualize it. Okay. So now I'm going to label this as 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, and 1 is 5/5. So I'm shading in that part that goes, and I actually want to shade it to visualize it. So I'm going to use a highlighter up until 2/5. Okay, next step is to draw additional number lines below the same exact way. So I'm going to draw it, but I'm not going to label all the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, and then I'll end with 1. Okay. Okay, so up until the second one, I need to highlight. Okay, now I need to divide the remaining lines in half again. So I need to divide these all into half. So I need to draw another tally mark. Okay, now I can label them. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 parts. So this is 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5/10, 6/10, 7/10, 8/10, 9/10, or 10/10. Okay, I need to copy this down below without labeling them, so I need to split these all in half. And then I need to repeat and split those in half again. And now I want to count the spaces in between. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So this one is 1/20th, 2/20th, 3/20th, 4/20th, 5/20th, 6/20th, 7/20th, 8/20th, 9/20th, and I would count all the way down, and this would equal to 20/20th. I don't have enough space, so I'm going to alternate now. Okay, so I'm going to circle the ones that are all equivalent. That's up until the shaded part, and I am doing my final step. I'm solving. So 2/5 is equal to 4/10, which is equal to 8/20. And again, you might be starting to see that pattern that I was talking about yesterday. Okay, I'm getting out my green pen, so you are following along. You are copying down. Okay, step number 1, determining how many equivalent fractions are needed. 2 are needed. So I'm going to start with 2/3. I'm going to draw that number line. So I have 0 to 1. How many parts do I have? I have 2/3. I look at the denominator. 1 less would be 2 lines. That splits it into 3 parts. So I'm going to shade up until 2/3 of that. So I have 1/3, 2/3, and this one would be 3/3. Now I need to draw additional number lines below and divide the same way. So I have to do 2 of these, 0 to 1, okay, and I have 0 to 1. Okay, next one, divide the remaining number lines in half and shade only the next number line and label. Okay, so divide these in half. I'm going to shade my normal amount. I like to shade a little bit before, actually. Okay, so now I can label. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts. So 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, and then this one is 6/6. And then this one, I need to repeat the steps. So step 5 is repeat. So I'm going to divide it the same way as this one. And now I need to divide this one in half. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 parts. So 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12, 8/12, 10 twelfths, 11 twelfths, and then 12 over 12. And then my final step is to solve. So I like to circle the ones. Oops, I circled the wrong one. It went all the way to 4/4 and then 8/12. Okay, so I have 2/3 is equal to 4/6, which is equal to 8/12. Okay, we have one more ready practice. Okay, find two equivalent fractions. So I need two number lines, starting with 1/6. So I'm going to draw 0 to 1. I have 6, go one less. So 5 tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oof, I didn't make enough space. Let's do it right. Ooh, I don't like that. I'm actually going to start on over. I'm going to draw my number line neatly. Did not have enough space. 0 to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one looks a lot better. Okay, so I have 1/6 of that is shaded. So I have 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6. Okay, I need to do 2 more of these. Make sure you're spacing it out. 0, 1. Okay, I need to divide these in half, and I'm going to do 2 of these right away. Okay, split those in half. So if it's split in half, I get 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, 5/12, 6/12, 7/12, 8/12, 9/12, 11, 10/12, 11/12, and then 12 over 12, or 1. Okay, and now I need to divide this one the same. Okay, and then I need to split this one in half. A lot of parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So this is 1/24, 2/24. Oh, 2/24. I needed to highlight. Three 24ths, 4/24, and I'm going to actually stop because I'm going to be here all day if I do that. So I have 1/6 is equal to 2/12, which is equal to 4/24. Okay, you have 2 homework problems, 1, 2, and rate your understanding.